Woohoo, wow. What a year it's been. Yes, even Paco thinks so. He's coming over to say hello. Well, he's stretching. You can't see him. But it has been quite the wild trip. Done a lot of videos this year. Experimented with shorts, done a lot more live streaming, podcast episodes. A lot has happened. And as the year's wrapping up, I thought, why not take a look back at a couple videos, some of my favorite ones, which was actually really hard because I went to PolaCon this year, not just one, but two of them. I went to San Francisco Bay Area, and then I went to New York. Did Goose Week, the unplanned pack film video series. But there were a couple videos that I thought could use a little more love. Some of the videos I thought were really fun. So I figured, why not do a rewatch of a couple episodes on the channel? And the first one actually goes back to basically the beginning of the year. I think it might have been like my third video of the year, and it's when I go to Comic-Con to meet Jason Lee to try and convince him to come onto the channel, either in a podcast form or otherwise. And I also paid $80 to get a Polaroid with somebody while I was there too. A little side quest. So why don't we reconvene after the video? He's the #1 get for the freaking channel. I'm putting a lot of faith in Polaroid right now. I only need Jason Lee left, which is the main reason I'm even going to Comic-Con in the first place. I might be an idiot for doing this. I might not get to. Winter storm coming. I'm coming, Jason! Ignore this. My Wi-Fi went down. And ignore the giant glare on this. I'm not redoing my studio just for this one shot. But before we get into the meat and juice of this video, let me explain something. That is my intro. I'm just another Chris. That one. Heavily inspired, and plus this year I even updated the footage to literally have a location from that show.
My name is Earl.
Not too long ago, they announced Fan Expo Portland. A few Stranger Things characters that were going to be there, such as the actress that plays Chrissy and Joseph Quinn, aka Eddie. And when I was looking at the website, I noticed that Grace offers autograph at her table as well as a photo at her table. So that gave me an idea. What if I shot a Polaroid of us together as my photo and then have her sign the Polaroid and have it be the most expensive Polaroid photo ever, at least that I have. Then they announced two more people that were going to be there. Ethan Suplee and the man himself, Jason Lee, from My Name is Earl. I love that show. It's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. But Jason Lee himself has been a #1 grab or get or want for a guest here on the channel. And I have a podcast now, and it's perfect timing because he also just opens a film camera store. A great overlap from his interest. So I thought it'd be really fun, get a poster signed, but really just talk about getting him on the podcast. But more importantly, not putting him on the spot. I don't want to do that. I want to approach him in a way where it doesn't feel like he's pressured to tell me no. Ask him what would be the proper channels to go about asking him to be a guest on a podcast. So the plan to meet Jason is pretty simple. I'm gonna have an SX70 hanging around my neck when I walk up to him to spark an interest. But here's the thing, he's not making his appearances until Saturday and Sunday. And I'm going Friday with Alex and Caleb. So I'll have to wait till the next day to meet Jason. However, Ethan will be there as well as Joseph and Grace. So enough ramble, let's get over to the convention and let's have some fun. So Jason Momoa was not at this event. This footage is actually from like 2018. Yeah, I'm lying right now, but I didn't have footage and I'll explain that later. It's basically the same stuff I would have shot anyway. So enjoy. I'm putting a lot of faith in Polaroid right now. That is Grace, aka Chrissy from Stranger Things. So Hopefully it works. So the first line I got into was Joseph. Got a Hellfire t-shirt signed by him. It's a little wrinkled. I've had it in a bag. I need to get a frame for this. It's pretty cool. But he was really nice and really cool. So right after that, I got immediately in line to meet Grace. Now, here's where it gets interesting for a few reasons. One, I'm putting a lot of faith in Polaroid. Very expensive risk. But two, I have no one to take the picture of me and her together, except for Caleb and Alex, but I don't know if they're going to allow one of them in line with me to take the picture. However, when I went up to the table, I told them what was going on, and they're like, oh, that's cool. Don't even worry about it. I met Grace. She was absolutely lovely. She was hugging, laughing with people, really down to earth, wanted to chat with you. Once I told her what I was going to do, she thought it was super cool. We took our picture and I gave her the photo to sign, and then she's like, oh, we should shake this, huh? Oh, wait, no, we're not supposed to shake this. I heard that you're not supposed to shake Polaroid pictures. It's kind of a myth. As she continues to shake it, it was pretty funny. But she did know about you're supposed to keep it in the dark, even though we were inside, it didn't matter. But that's pretty cool that she kind of knew a little bit of how Polaroid works. Well, now we wait. This was an $80 Polaroid. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. $80, baby. Paid $80 to get this Polaroid. I'm crazy. I guess it could have been $160 if they made me buy 2 autographs for Caleb to get in line with me to take the picture. Oh, there we go. They did say we could take another one, so maybe a couple minutes if it didn't come out, just go back up there. Maybe. Yeah, it didn't come out the best. The first one didn't come out so great. We used the wrong setting, wrong flash. I don't know why I was brain farting on the mint flash bar. Probably because I got starstruck. I don't know. Could not remember what setting to put the mint flash bar to in. I use that thing all the time. Maybe because of the pressure of everything, I figured I only had one shot. Chose wrong. Here's the photo. It's really not bad, to be honest. And as it's developed over time, it's definitely a lot better, but it is overexposed. She said, come back if it didn't turn out. Once I was able to see some of the development, I was like, I'm not sure, not 100%. Well, she offered to allow me to take it again. I'm still take her up on it. But she let us do it again at no extra charge. Pretty sweet. Still cost me $80 though. So really it's only $40. Yeah, I got 2 of them. Maybe I'll give this one away. Who wants a photo of myself with Chrissy from Stranger Things? Maybe, we'll see. Got another picture, and this one came out so much better. I put this one in the frame actually. It came out perfect exposure. However, she was wearing a black jacket, so she kind of blends into the background. But she was so nice, she was so sweet. Lovely person. I would love to meet her again and just chat with her more. She was so much fun. But this is the most expensive Polaroid I own. I'm not sure what to do with the second one. Maybe I should give it away. It is autographed by her. It is a Grace autograph with a picture of me. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure what I'll do with it, but definitely subscribe and stay tuned and leave some comments down below as to what I should do with that second photo. Mission accomplished on Ethan. He even snuck in a little extra thing for me down at the bottom. If you know the show, then you know what that means. Day 1 of the convention completed. Next up is Jason Lee on Saturday. However, I got some news. So I just got back from the con, which I only need Jason Lee left, which is the main reason I'm even going to Comic-Con in the first place. I might not get to. We apparently have a massive winter storm coming tomorrow. It might snow pretty heavily, so either they might cancel, because Jason's supposed to appear just tomorrow and Sunday, which means he probably is arriving tonight if the flight doesn't get canceled on his end. That's a possibility. Or maybe I won't even be able to get there even if it isn't canceled. I don't know. So I gotta wait till the morning and find out. That'd be a bummer. It's so close. I'm so close to meeting him. So we'll find out in the morning if it can happen or not. And so one of the main reasons as to why I want to risk it all, that show has been massively impactful on me for, well, since it came out. I remember my parents turned it on, the pilot actually, when it first aired, and it just resonated with me immediately. I love the idea of the concept of the show. If you're not familiar with the show, it's on Hulu. Not a sponsor, obviously, but go check it out. But the premise of the show is where a guy was doing bad things and he won the lottery and immediately got hit by a car, and he found out about karma. Do good things happen. Do bad things happen. And so he made a list of everything that he's done bad and goes around making up for it. great premise to a show. It's great to put something positive out into the world. And so it resonated with me as a kid. I was in high school when that came out. And so kind of made me who I am today a little bit. Try to put good karma out into the world. And as I say that, wearing a Taylor Swift hoodie. If you know, you know. Just treat people well. Be welcoming to new ideas. Be a better person. That's just kind of what I took from the show. So I wanted to meet him for years just because of that show. But then as I got older, I learned more about him. Like, he was a photographer as well. So I just wanted to meet the man, the myth, the legend for so long.
You sure there's not room in there for both of us if you just...
I'm sure, Randy.
And here's the opportunity that I have. And now I'm hit with a massive hurdle. Actual footage of me as a kid seeing snow for the very first time. This about sums up how I felt getting this news. And I started watching some My Name is Earl just to make myself feel a little bit better.
That's Earl!
There was no chance in hell that I was gonna miss the opportunity to meet Jason Lee. Absolutely not.
I might be an idiot for doing this.
Let me call.
Hopefully this wasn't a mistake. I got blankets, I got food, I got water, just in case I get stranded. Let's go.
And the reason I'm making such a big deal about this is I live in Washington State, very close to Portland, Oregon. Portland does not take well to snow. They shut down everything. Cars get trapped. It's awful. I really was risking it all. I could have been trapped.
Ooh, it's cold. I'm in the car, warm up for a minute. It might look worse than it actually is. It's not ice, it's just powder right now. So the goal is to go there, meet Jason, and get the freak out of there as fast as I possibly can. I don't know what time it is. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I don't know what time he goes to autograph. There is a panel at 12:45 that he's doing with Ethan, doing a My Name is Earl panel. I probably won't stick around for that unless he's not signing the autograph until after. We'll see. But yeah, let's be stupid and go meet Jason Lee in the worst weather condition of the year. I can't even. Oh, this might not be a good idea. What's that phrase? Bad decisions make great stories. This could be one of those stories. The roads really aren't that bad. So if it stays this way for the next couple of hours, I'm gonna be golden. I might pull this off. It's 14 degrees. It's got to pay to park. I made it though. I made it. It's cold. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was freaking cold. And the reason that I'm wearing the same shirt the second day, because I was still hanging on to hope that I would edit this video together as one day, as one thing. So I was trying to keep continuity. No, I shouldn't have done that. I kind of abandoned a lot of things. I even planned a bigger video on meeting Chrissy or Grace. I was gonna make that a dedicated video, but I kind of abandoned that and made it into both because I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was just kind of throwing out videos all together and just focus on keeping my eye on the prize, and that's Jason.
Heading over to Jason's table to see about when he's coming out. There's a bunch of people in that area. I wonder if he's already there.
He was coming out in 5 minutes. I got there at the perfect time. Perfect time. Granted, I paid for like 4 hours for parking, so it was like $25. I was only in there for less than an hour.
That couldn't have gone better. Not only did I get the autograph, I got 3 contact informations about getting him in the podcast, working together on some projects. Dude, I can't freaking wait. And having the SX70 out worked. He noticed it, sparked that conversation. All right, now I get to go home. I gotta bundle up. Mission accomplished though, but it's getting nasty out there. I gotta get like 4 layers on. But I can't believe Jason's like so down. He's so down to be on the podcast. Made it all worth it. The consolation prize was just gonna be the autograph poster. The year is starting off pretty good. I wanted to stay for the Jason and Ethan panel for My Name is Earl, but that's not for like another hour and 20 minutes. It's getting pretty nasty out here. So I'm gonna play it safe and just go home. But man, that would've been cool to see that panel. Maybe I could have hung out with Jason more. Who knows? That would've been really cool too. Okay, we're not out of the woods just yet. I gotta get home. That's the ice on my windshield. I'm both freezing and extraordinarily hot at the same time. How is that even possible? Mission accomplished.
So when I met Jason, here's what happened. I'm like, how would one go about contacting you about being a potential guest on the podcast? And then there was his handler offered a Post-it note. And then he kind of hesitantly took it and wrote down a generic email address. Probably go straight to spam. As he was writing that, he's like, so what's the podcast about? And I'm like, well, it's film photography. His head whipped up, eyes got real big. He's like, photography? Like, what kind of photography? I'm like, film photography. We held up the line. We were talking about photography, film photography. We were talking about PolaCon. We were talking about lots of stuff. He gave me that Post-it note with the generic email. He took that back. And then he wrote down a better email address. And one thing I do regret is not purchasing a second autograph, because he did have some of his photography photos, 8x10s. And I thought that would have been really cool to have. But I got caught up just having a conversation with him, keeping the eye on the prize. But he shook my hand, and then as I'm walking away, he called me back to put in another email address. So I had 3 total. And then she's like, definitely message me, let's connect, let's do some stuff. How cool is that? So anyone watching this, if you go into his camera store, it's called Eagle Rock Camera. I'll leave a link in the description. Not a sponsor. But Jason, you want to sponsor me? I'll definitely take that. But if you go in there's a high probability he's there. He just loves it. And his wife has a store next door. How even cool? I can't comprehend. He is just one of us. Then the page shared a Polaroid photo of him, a black and white photo, and he's working on a camera that was for the store to sell. He's just, I don't know. I just think it's the coolest thing. Like, he's the most down-to-earth, chill dude, and he's technically a celebrity. But he's just one of us. So if you're in LA, go there and pick me up one of his books, please, because every time I miss out. So if you go there, Chris from Just Another Chris sent me here. Let him know to check his email, because I did email him. I haven't heard back yet. Could take a while. I don't know, but he seems super amped and super excited to be a part of the podcast or other things. Maybe we'll see what happens. Time will tell. But man, what a great day. What a great day. Hopefully you enjoyed this little adventure and this little story time / vlog video. I don't know what you'd want to call this, but I really appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Now get out there. Make some art. Yeah, that was a cold day. I remember that. It was like it was the coldest day of the year. We don't really get harsh weather. Man, that was a rough day. Almost didn't get to meet him, but I did, and I still haven't heard from him. Still haven't heard from Jason. I have a plan though for next year, going into 2025, to maybe make it happen. Get him on here. I have a fun video series that I want to do and explore, and maybe I can get him in on it. More on that later. Now, I did pay $80 for that Polaroid. That is factual. However, fairly recently, I've broken that record for the highest or most expensive Polaroid with somebody. And I kind of shot a video of it. I need to put it together, but I was at another convention and I met Doug Jones and paid $110 to get a Polaroid with him and have it signed. I need to finish that video, so I'll be coming out with that next year maybe. I kind of want to do more videos like this where I go to conventions or different things. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I kind of want to try out some new style of content here on the channel going into 2025. So leave some comments down below. Let's chat. Now, coming into the second video, this one was so much fun. I've been wanting to go to this place since like 2019. Whenever I first discovered it, I think it might have opened in 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. But that was the TWA hotel. It's a hotel at JFK Airport in New York. And when I went to PolaCon, New York City, I was able to check it out. And it was a blast. Remember the Polaroid Retnex film? Yeah, that stuff got mixed reviews, to say the least. However, I was extremely excited when this stuff came out because I had the perfect location I wanted to shoot this film at. And that location is the TWA Hotel at JFK Airport in New York City. And as a little extra side bonus, this is also going to be an X-ray film test. More on that later. But what is the TWA Hotel, and why am I so excited to shoot this stuff there?
And to explain that, we first have to head back to 1930, which is when TWA, or Trans World Airlines, was founded. However, it kind of went defunct in 2001 and was gone forever until May 15th, 2019, when they reopened as a hotel at the airport.
But what I find is like really cool about all of this is that the building that TWA Hotel is currently operating out of, everything about it, the style, the architecture, was originally used by TWA Airlines. Yes, the building itself is the terminal that they used to operate out of. Yeah, the building was built in like 1962 and it wasn't demolished. In fact, it was made a landmark. It's pretty cool.
So what does all this have to do with Polaroid Retnex film? Well, I think is kind of obvious. The frame design of the photos. It just matches the aesthetic of TWA Hotel so well. So when these came out, I knew I had to get some and find a way to make my way to this hotel. However, it's in New York City at JFK Airport, and I live all the way over here in, Portland, Oregon. That's literally on the other side of the country. So I stashed some away and waited. Well, I found the perfect opportunity to go, and that was to head to Polacon, which I've already done a video highlighting the event. Link is in the description. However, before heading to the event, the moment I got off my flight,
after I put on Taylor Swift, Welcome to New York.
Welcome to New York.
Then I went there.
I immediately headed on over to the TWA Hotel before checking into my real hotel.
Let's go.
I would have stayed here, but it's kind of expensive. I was immediately greeted with like cool retro cars, and I sure hope not. Seriously, why is there a DeLorean here? Not that I'm complaining. The vibes are already awesome, and I haven't even entered the building yet. But now that I'm in here, let's shoot this stuff. I mean, just look at the architecture of this building. It's so freaking cool. Everywhere you look, there's just something cool. There's a little mini museum of all the flight attendants and pilot uniforms you can check out. They even have staged photo ops to where you can take fun photos, which I had to take advantage of. So after a couple quick phone photos, let's pull out the Polaroid.
After like 4 years or so, I finally made it.
So for all these photos, I'm actually using this SX70 camera. You may be asking yourself how, because the Retnex film is I-type film. Well, I have this awesome piece of tech. This is from Dennis from Chromatic Parts. This is what he calls the power bar, and no modification is required if you're using the sonar camera. You just put it in the top of the flash port and you have power to your camera. Oh, and this is not a sponsored video by him. I just love his work, I love his products, and I do want to show him some support. So check him out. There'll be links in the description.
Stop turning right as I first record.
If this looks familiar, you might recognize it from the movie Catch Me If You Can. Yeah, they filmed at the TWA airport at the time, or I should say the terminal. I'm still just blown away by the architecture of this building. It's designed just so elegantly.
I wish I had somebody to help me take these pictures. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I kind of got caught up in just wanting to get there and take cool photos. Didn't stop to think about, well, I probably won't get any photos of myself there. So that was kind of a bummer. You know what else is a bummer? The weather wasn't great. Overcast, which doesn't make good for instant photos. The photos just don't come out very saturated. They're just very underwhelming.
There's a whole other section I didn't even know about. I missed the sign that says, to the ramp.
Yeah, you can actually go outside to the plane. And not only that, you can go inside it.
That's that tunnel we were in at the beginning. One of them, there's two of them actually.
And after a quick phone selfie, let's head on up and check out what's inside.
Oh, that's cool. It's a bar. Gotta get a drink. I just spilled my drink all over my leg. That's why I was trying to take a selfie and not just drink it. This is pretty awesome. Got a window seat.
Yeah, this was definitely a pretty cool little experience for sure. And very expensive drinks, and I don't think there was actually any alcohol in the drink, but but it was still pretty fun. You were free to move about the cabin and check out stuff, but unfortunately the cockpit was blocked off. So I snapped a quick photo of the inside, which is pretty cool, and that brings me to this next little thing I wanted to bring back up, and that's going back to the X-ray test. Yeah, so all this film, I had X-rayed at TSA coming from Portland to New York, and the photos have been fine. I have done it in reverse as well, where I go from New York back to Portland. If you want to see those results, I'll leave a link in the description.
Ooh, that was cool. Spilled some of my drink, paid $16 for that. Great experience, love it. Only half sarcasm. I'm gonna shoot with the SQ6. I keep calling it the SQ6. It's the lomography square glass. I'm gonna shoot a photo outside with it. I already got a couple with the Polaroid. I think it'll look kind of cool with the instax. I don't know, let's find out.
So the plane itself is actually a whole story on how it even got here. I'm not going to go into it in this video, maybe in another one, but the short version is it was transported through the streets of New York. It was pretty cool, and they had a whole history of it on the wall inside the terminal or the hotel, so you can learn the history of the plane and how it got there. Pretty cool.
And man, am I rusty at shooting with a Lomo. That's the friggin' viewfinder. I keep forgetting I need to compensate. I did with this one. Hopefully I did it right. Hopefully. I tried to center it up, but I don't know. Yeah, I didn't do a great job. Dang, I overcompensated. I can already tell. Frick. Whew. Okay, I got one left. The Retnex. I totally didn't think about, like, I'm gonna need someone to take pictures of me while I'm here to really capitalize on it. There's some really cool photo ops that it would have been awesome to get a photo of me in it, but oh, and it's a real motel. Like, there's the rooms. You can actually stay here. That'd be awesome. It's expensive though.
They do have a gift shop and merch that you can pick up. Unfortunately, I forgot to film B-roll of the gift shop. And I think I just got distracted by the fact that they are selling used hard hats. Because on the walk-in, it looks like they're doing a bunch of remodeling and maybe adding on a bunch of stuff. And so they're selling off those hard hats from that construction job. Okay, cool. What? So I did end up grabbing a pin, which I had to have. I just think it looks really cool. And I did snag one of these coasters from the bar plane, aka Connie. So as I take the last picture with the Retnex film here at the TWA hotel, I just wish the weather was better. Oh my gosh, it really made these photos a little underwhelming and slightly disappointing. But that just means I'm gonna have to come back. I still have some of this film sitting in the fridge and definitely gonna be returning with this. And if this isn't obvious, this is open to the public. So you can just walk in there, it's free, you can hang out, you can buy some merch, you can get some drinks, you can take some photos, it's all free. Except for the hard hats, you do have to spend $75 for that. There's actually a lot more to this place that I just ran out of time, couldn't check it all out. And I think some of these areas are off limits unless you reserve some of the space. Like they have some of these meeting rooms I would love to explore. So when I go back, I'm gonna at least try and access some of these areas. Oh yeah, kind of overlooked the part where I needed somebody to take pictures of me when I'm there. I didn't get any real photos of myself there other than a couple cell phone selfies. So I actually have like 2 packs of that round frame Retnex film still. And I'm going back to Policon next year in New York. So hopefully I can go with somebody or maybe someone can meet me there and maybe we can redo it. Plus the weather was the greatest. So the pictures were kind of meh on the ones on the outside specifically. So yeah, I need a redo. But I was so glad to have gone and been there. There was an event happening there. So there was a lot of people and a lot of the areas were kind of blocked off. So that was a bummer. So I need a redo and hopefully I can stay there. I'm kind of aiming to stay at least maybe one night when I go to Policon this year. It's pretty expensive. Maybe I can find a sponsor. That'd be helpful. But yeah, it was so cool to walk through the halls, take pictures, so many photo ops. If you have a chance to go check it out. It's free. You don't have to pay to go in or anything. Just walk in and hang out, buy some merch, take some photos, have some drinks that were overpriced. But really, really fun experience. The other thing I want to do on the channel is bring in storytelling, like little mini documentaries. I used to do that all the time on various channels and this one even. If you go back far enough, there's a few documentaries I made. Because when I'm out there taking pictures of stuff, I like to know the history of it. Like it's a neon sign or an old car or old building or whatever it is. Knowing the history of it, I just think it's so much cooler. Like one of the other videos I really enjoyed this year was when I compared the black and white film from Polaroid. They came out with a new emulsion. And then halfway through the video, there's like a random 2-minute documentary about a World War II bomber that used to be where I was standing in to take some of these photos. Because in that video, I found out that it's being restored, that plane. And I think it'd be really cool to track it down because it's not too far from what I remember. I think it's like 3 hours away from me. Go there, interview the people that are restoring it, learn a little bit more history about it. Obviously take some more photos. I don't know, I think it could be really fun. I like the idea of like bringing the photos to life, learning about something. I think it'd be fun. What a year. There were so many videos that it was really hard to pick just 2 of some of my favorites from this year. So what I've done is I put together a playlist of some of my top 5 favorite videos that you can check out. Maybe you missed them, or maybe you just want to give them a rewatch. I'll leave a link for it in the description below, and at the end of the video, there'll be a title card for it. I really appreciate you coming along the journey this year. Can't wait to see what's going into the next year. Got some fun things planned. Hope to see you along the journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the new year. Now, get out there, make some art.